Watch what you say.
Well, they didn't send it to Ron, so what kind of a company can this be?
Really?
If they had, if they knew anything about marketing, Ron Brown would have his
He
video.
would have been the first one to get it.
Well,
Yeah.
they know I'm very busy with the little V-copter.
Well, like we know, Johnny's the very first to get the V-copter. So,
And Johnny got the only working model.
Yeah, no lie. Dennis can't get his going now.
Yeah. Real quick, while we're on the air, but I got an email from them this morning. They're going to let me just return it. I'm not even going through the hassle of doing all their stuff. I'm just going to send it back to them. Maybe at a later date, I'll order it when you can just order it from Amazon or something. But
Yep,
I'm not going to waste hours and hours of troubleshooting with these guys.
There you go.
Aldrin got his up. Who else?
Oh, wow.
Darren. Yeah, they're all hitting it.
Wow.
I see nothing at the Antigravity site yet, though, Marcus.
I wonder if their idea of a reveal is just having influencers put up videos.
I don't know.
So we're not really going to have any what do you call it, specs or anything for these people, huh? Watching this.
Well, you'd think that there would be specifications, pricing, availability information, all that, but.
Hey, before we go too far, I want to welcome everybody in the chat. Thanks for getting up and joining us so early in the morning. We're here to talk about the new anti-gravity drone, which is a combination of, working between the two companies, Insta360 and a kind of an unknown company called Antigravity that produced the world's first 360 drone.
Hey, Ron,
go ahead, Mark.
Bill. Yeah, here it is.
Go down the screen, and then up at the top where it says Antigravity A1, and then you'll be able to see it.
Just refresh. Yeah.
Okay,
just
refresh.
You'll get it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is.
And then hit where it says Antigravity A1, like a little bit over to the right.
I got you, Bill. Thank you, Bill.
Be part of our co-creation program.
Okay, here we go. Now here's the drone, the motion control we saw in the things, and the goggles. So apparently, folks, that means to people, some people's chagrin, like Marcus, who doesn't really like goggles, you have to fly this with the goggles because, of course, you have no screen on the motion controller.
I got to be honest with you, it's a drone that I'll pass on.
That's a deal killer right there.
I don't need another set of goggles. I'm not a fan of flying with goggles, and that's just me. I'm not.
Yeah. Understand. Yeah. So, 360 vanishing act. They're talking about how the stitch lines disappears, which of course all 360 cameras have that. They're talking about the 8K 360 video, your full sky memory. Lighten your journey under 250 grams. So that's good. There's your there's your goggles. And that looks like the end of the page.
It's available January of 2026.
Oh, get out of here.
That's what it says if you scroll down.
We're here for all this and probably
the Mini 5 and DJI's version of this may have come out before you get your hands on this.
Right.
January of 2026. Wow.
I'm going. It has a little menu over here. You can do different things here. What they call the grip here. Okay, there's the motion control. They call it the grip, which it looks like has a few more bells and whistles than DJI's motion controller. Let's see here. What else do they have?
Yeah, I'm surprised they're taking on DJI with goggles. That's kind of very surprising to me.
And of course, Johnny, with a motion controller and goggles, you won't, with a motion controller, you won't be able to fly it manual, right? You'll have to fly it just like in sport mode or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's I don't know if I definitely would be very leery of buying just a pair of goggles just for this drone.
Sub 250. And so it's an under 250 gram drone.
That's good news.
Yeah, it depends, I suppose.
Oh, look at that. When the drone takes off, the legs come out and for landing. Look. That was kind of cool, right?
Auto landing gear.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I guess it has to because they have to come out of the shop for the 360 stitch line, so they have to disappear.
Pricing is still being finalized and may vary based on local duties and taxes.
Oh, you're not talking about tariffs, are you, Johnny?
I don't know. It says the final retail price will reflect the advanced technology and accessories included.
Look, this could take a payload detection. They have something sitting on top of it.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Wow. And they have anti-gravity care, like Care Refresh program. So you can put your email in to get notified, when it's available. Well, I mean, it looks like they really thought this out. They got a social media app here, Reframe. You could reframe your footage to 16:9 for YouTube or 9:16 for Reels and so on. So they got that covered. Well, all 360 cameras, you can always put them out as 9:16 by just hitting one simple button in the app. So let's see here. What else? Limits creativity.
They're also having
later.
Looks like they have some kind of a contest or something to win a share of $20,000.
I saw that as well.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you guys. I wish I'd have slept in. Okay, so we're seeing some pictures of the drone, and this is all well and good, but you don't have pricing, you don't have a firm availability date.
We don't have a spec sheet, Marcus.
Don't even have a spec sheet. Yeah, okay.
We don't even
really
know if it's going to be available.
This is an FPV drone with an Insta360 on top, which you can do right now. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a Mini 4 with a 360 camera on it.
Look at this part. Believe the hype. He already passed, but they had Peter McKinnon's name here. There you go, Peter McKinnon. An exciting fresh take on familiar gear. So I guess that you guys can stop watching us and go over and watch Peter McKinnon and the other big influencers that actually maybe have flown the thing.
What I would say is if influencers have already flown it, you would think it would be far enough along in development that it wouldn't be January of 2026 before it's available to the public.
Yeah, well, we don't know how big of a company Antigravity is. They may have 10 units.
We can go ahead and announce the DroneNation drone that's coming out in 2027.
Yeah,
right. January 1st. Send your money in now, Johnny.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I don't know. I'm kind of this is very weird. I'm like Marcus. If the people who have it now, you're talking about 6 months from now, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's a disappointment. I'll just say it. And we don't have any. There's no specification page anywhere, is there, Ron, that I can find?
No, I went through that whole website. Yeah, I didn't see it. Let me go back to Insta360 and see if they have anything.
We really don't know.
It's on Insta360. Look, I mean Insta360's website.
Okay,
that looks almost like St. Kitts shot there, Marcus. It says learn more here. Let's see what the learn more button tells us. I think it just takes us to Antigravity's page.
Yeah,
that's no good.
Well, it says regions of availability. We're still finalizing our regions of availability, so we don't even know if it's going to show up here in the United States.
Yeah, we may not get it. Yeah,
good point, Bill. In January will be after the supposed DJI drone ban of the 23rd. Now, if there's a couple bills, so if the ban all Chinese drone bill passes by then that means this won't ever be available in the U.S. except for our South Korean sellers.
Probably. But no, I agree with Marcus and Johnny. This is just, they put a lot of hype with this and everything. And then really, it's kind of a limited segment because not everybody does goggles like Marcus and myself.
Right.
Not everybody is, likes to fly like that, and they've really shut themselves out of a part of that market. And that's just, and then the 6 months before they actually come out with it. Wow.
And Bill,
Okay,
it won't even be really for the hardcore FPV guys either, because they want to fly that acro manual where with that
Right.
motion control. This means it'll fly just like a camera drone. You just
Yeah.
you just have your feet in the goggles. Now, Johnny, what do you think? Because of those goggles are in there, we don't know how good the specs of those goggles are.
We don't know
Yeah, I
anything
mean,
about them.
What do you
that's
think this kit's going to cost, Johnny,
Man,
with
what
goggles?
that's what I'm just thinking. Even the cheapest pair of goggles, I mean, you look at it, $300 to $400, and I mean, just for that drone. At least when you have the DJI, you got the goggle, you can fly so many drones with. But I don't know, this is very weird to me. I would have thought that it would have some kind of remote, but yeah, this is just really like I guess more like it's kind of in between a Neo and a Vada with an Insta360 stuck to the top of it. I mean, it's really all it is.
Did
Well,
you see our friend Jackie over in Spain? She says, "I'll let you guys know what it's like when I buy one." So they got a sale already from Jack, and Jackie loves goggles and stuff. Right,
Yes,
Mark?
but maybe it's available in Spain already. Who knows?
Well, they may say Jackie. She may have been one of those influencers got it early.
She could have been an influencer they gave it to.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm like Marcus. Why no specs? I mean, if they got one built and they're flying them, they got to have specs. I mean,
We're seeing a bunch of pretty pictures. That's about it. That's the big reveal.
Right.
Well,
right.
The other thing is too, and you guys brought up a good point with goggles and how much goggles are. This is probably going to top out 1,500, 1,600, 1,700
at least, Bill. At the very least. Yeah.
And Bill, is that before or after tariffs?
Yeah, and well, all I gotta say is we had some good news from Jasper Ellens yesterday on the Mini 5 Pro. He put out an article about it. 1-inch sensor on it. I mean, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to hand my money to that South Korean seller right now. Okay, on eBay.
Antigravity's gonna have to wait in line for your money, right, Bill?
Oh yeah.
I see Koopies in here, John. John, what do you think? I mean, what type of goggles? I mean, what price point? I mean, I would say 5 and motion controls. Yeah, it's got to be at least $1,100 to $1,200.
And Johnny, a lot of guys don't like flying with that motion.
What we
controls.
do
A lot
on
of guys like sticks,
we
right,
missed
Johnny?
something. I guess we missed something from Barkley. I don't know.
And Marcus,
If you don't read the chat, I'm out. What do we do? Where's it made? He says. Sorry, Barkley, I don't know.
They say Insta360 is right down the street from DJI, but I don't know where Antigravity is located.
Yeah, Antigravity. It does.
But Insta360 is on the same block as DJI in Shenzhen.
Yeah.
But Marcus, you actually prefer to fly with sticks rather than motion controllers, right? So you'd rather have this drone have the old-fashioned sticks, right?
Yeah.
Sign me up for that. I'm with Marcus. Yeah, give me my regular sticks. I mean, just.
Well, do you think there's a possibility that by January they will have come out with the standard controller for this?
Yeah, I'd make a bet that they'll have another option by then. But I think the big thing, and you guys touched on it, there's no specs on this at all, nothing, and that's just.
Bill, all we know is 8K.
Well, we have some nice pictures, we have some nice video, but no specs, and
8K is your spec, Bill.
That's it. I mean, wow.
We don't know about range. We don't know about range. Well, we know two things. We know 8K. We know it at 249 grams. So that's all we know.
We don't know battery time with the battery out there.
We don't.
Other than 8K, what is it going to shoot in? Can we be able to take stills with this, or is it purely video? Whole 9 yards.
Most 360 cameras can take stills.
Okay.
Jackie says, "I wish I was an influencer." Jackie, you are an influencer.
Jackie's an influencer. She is, yeah, whether she knows it or not. Yeah.
There's John Coopy, angry at Insta360 Nation. Yeah, we're like that Seinfeld episode where George got angry. George is getting angry here. We're getting angry on the morning show.
Joe just posted, Drone DJ has a video up and is giving some specs.
Oh wow! And Drone Creative from Ireland, they say he's got a video. He's good. And Josh likes says, though, he says the goggles look cheap.
They have to be.
Yeah.
Koopy said goggles indicate diopter or dial adjustments, but if they're LCD and not OLED, they could come in around $200 to $300.
Okay, well that's good, I guess. Yeah. Mike Wright saying same thing. Specs announced 8K. LOL. Yeah, Mike, you forgot 256 grams. That we know that's the other spec we know.
Yeah, we know two different specs.
Oh, look, Carlos is saying that they did this because they want to rain on the Mini Fives parade by announcing all this stuff early.
Yeah, well, didn't affect me much. I can say that. If we had a firm release date, we'd say, listen, guys, this is available to purchase on such and such a date. Okay. If we had firm pricing, if we had an actual spec sheet, other than that, this is just a bunch of hype trying to get.
No, but we talked about Tuesday night. We don't even know they have various kits. Remember, we were Tuesday. We were wondering about the various kits.
Is there a multi-battery kit? Is there a single battery kit?
Is there more than one? Is there more than one drone? Because the leaked specs from a couple months ago showed the one that kind of we saw here, but they also showed more of a like a what do you call it? An FPV looking type drone.
Yeah.
Sorry, of course, my landscapers have to come during the show. You know, even though I'm doing the morning, you know, the landscapers have to show up right outside the window.
We can't hear them, Ron, so it's good.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry. I got to harken back to that awful Hudson release with the disaster, that live disaster that we had. This is kind of reminiscent of that because there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of buildup. I mean, they put a great page out there and, we're going to show you some pictures. We're going to send us some influencers, but we're not going to tell you how much we're selling it for. We're not going to tell you where it's available. We're not going to tell you when it's available, but talk to the influencers.
It's everybody in. Bill, at least Hudson had a drone to show that day, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
potato jets is up. So they a lot of people got them. I mean, I'm like, Marcus, if a lot of people got them, they should have.
Marcus, that's why they don't have availability. They send every known copy to the influencers all around the world.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll just go back to what, and I think somebody probably mentioned it. I mean, when influencers get them, it's probably at least a month out, okay? Because they give them a good 3 or 4 weeks to test drones before they put a video out before it's released. And this is like, it's bizarre. I can't figure this out.
This was maybe, again, like I said, maybe they want to get out in front of things, but to me, this was a little bit of a misstep. This is like the old days. Remember, like back 20 years ago or better, remember Microsoft, and I'm not just picking Microsoft, but a lot of big tech companies, they used to come on, like, say, at a big conference at the beginning of the year, they would show some new whiz-bang product and whatever, and then they would announce it's coming next year. And everybody always like, oh, come on, you show me this great product and you tell me it won't be available for a year. This kind of harkens back to those days.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think people are too happy about this drone in the chat, guys.
No,
well,
I'm seeing.
Yeah, give me my DJI. That's what I want.
Well, you know what? Say for what it's worth, the Sky Rover is I'm more sold on that than this.
It's a real drone, Bill.
Exactly, Marcus. Exactly.
And you didn't have to wait until January to order it, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Go out to Amazon and get it today.
Yeah.
Jackie still wants one or whatever. I mean, of course, if you don't care about 360, of course, this drone has a lot less appeal. If you're a diehard 360, like Jackie's always throwing 360 video in her drone videos with a ground 360. So, I mean, if you're in that 360 ecosystem, this drone probably means a lot more to you than us. I mean, I think I'm the only one in the panel that owns a 360 camera, and I'm a lukewarm 360 person. I mean, I only use it once in a blue moon. So we may not be the target audience for this new drone, Bill.
That's true, Ron. But you have to think, all right, well, it's probably and this is a real, it's kind of, hitting in my mind here. Okay. That it sounded like maybe it was geared toward FPV, but okay, as you mentioned, it doesn't have an FPV controller. It's not acro. It's like flying a standard camera drone.
It's kind of in between everything. It's not really a true, like, I don't know what you call us guys, a true sticks and screen on the controller.
Camera drone.
It's not a true FPV. It's kind of like in the middle. It's in a kind of middle. It's kind of a dead zone of drones, right, Bill?
Yeah, it's like somebody was on some serious medication when they put this together, because it's just not making any sense.
Bill, what you call that is the marketing department came up with this drone.
Yeah, it's like somebody. Well, you know what? It's like somebody fed ChatGPT, come up with a unique drone that we can sell to everybody, and this is what ChatGPT.
The AI drone, we'll call it. Did you see Eddie Nunes? He's asking who hit that buy button. Johnny, did you time hop to January and hit the buy button?
No, this doesn't interest me.
Hey, don't let Eddie fool you. He's probably flying it right now.
I feel like DJI flyers would be taking a step backwards with this. I mean, I understand the camera part, the Insta360 part, but I mean, hey, a lot of people just strap their 360s to the top of their drone now, so. And I know, Ron, didn't you have the spear?
I still have the Insta360 spear. If anybody would like to buy an Insta360 spear, just hook up to me. I'll make you a deal. I'll make you. What did the Godfather say? I'll make you a deal you can't refuse. But the spear, it attached to the Air 2 and the Air 2S, and it was supposed to hide the stitch line, and it kind of hid the stitch line, but not always. And of course that was older technology, so the video was, I think, 5K, 4K, but it didn't even look 1080p. It more looked like a between 720 and 1080p result. So I mean, but it was an early try. I mean, I think it's 4 or 5 years old, but I'm sure this has come a long way since that time. Marcus, you had something.
When it's available on Amazon, that's when I'll be interested.
Right. I mean, if this thing, I don't know about Antigravity. Insta360, when they announce a new product, it's usually available almost right away or within a few days, and it usually ships right away too. I don't know how that's going to work with their partnership with Antigravity, but Insta360 is reliable shippers, So again, but I don't know who's actually going to be shipping this thing out,
Yeah, and
but the only problem with Insta3 products, when they release a brand new product, they don't seem to have a ton of inventory. So it's hard to grab an Insta360 product kind of on launch day. I mean, once builds up, they eventually do better. Johnny's got a little something.
That's just from Darren.
The chair here, so we're gonna pop this up to the big screen.
That's just a drone. I was just
here, and there you go. So that's the bottom of it. Looks like it's got a lot of sensors down there, Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all those sensors. There's more cameras and LiDAR and everything else there than you can shake a stick at.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it looks like, usually, how the 360 lenses are usually big bubbles like on that one. Did you see on the drone, the cameras look protected? They don't have that big bulbous lens sticking out. Well, there's Darren.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of weird that it seemed like they.
What's that green light between the two cameras there? Is that just an artifact, or is that?
Tells you they're recording.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
Listen, if they gave us a price and availability, it'd be one thing. But this is no reveal. This is just a promotion. That's all it is.
A marketing tool.
Yeah.
Aldrin said you could see a little jitter I guess in the video.
Well, that's not good. Yeah.
That could be. I mean,
Well, here we go. They gave it to all these content creators, and they put out a bunch of videos, but yet, okay, it's not going to be out until January. It's like, okay, that's a huge marketing misstep, because when you do something like that, you want to have that product available within a week or so, okay? Because I'll tell you what, all these great videos that Aldrin and all the other content creators have put out, people will forget about it by January.
They'll
Yeah.
absolutely lose interest.
You know, we'll be talking about the Mini 5 Pro, okay, and not the A1 anti-gravity.
Yeah,
or the Air 4.
So you think anti-gravity wanted to suck the air out of the room on the Mini 5 Pro, huh?
Oh, for sure. That's why they did that. I mean, you know, Jasper just put that. There was an article on Drone XL that I added onto my weekly video I'm going to put out that has all the specs, including a 1-inch sensor, and it's under 249 grams. I mean, talk about timing on this. Okay, this was done on purpose, 100%.
Hey,
I have no doubt.
Look at John Coopy's comment. They look like the Willy Wonka glasses or whatever, the goggles.
He's right.
Jackie's switching to let's just listen to, so she's got to drive.
Yeah.
Well, drive carefully, Jackie.
Yeah, I mean, so all I can say is this: all this reveal did was take it off my radar as something that I'm excited, and I was kind of excited about it, and now I'm kind of like, okay.
Now you don't have to hold that money back. You can put it towards the Mini 5 Pro.
Well,
that's a goggle right there, Ron.
Okay, hold on. Let me share this here. Under the drone was saying, is the point of goggles to be able to look around 360 degrees? Yeah, I wonder, I mean, couldn't you get dizzy in the goggles if they're looking all 360 all over the place?
Well, the other thing is, I suspect that he's saying 12 to 1300.
There's the Willy Wonka goggles.
Yeah.
How's that?
I'm saying they're going to be more than. I bet you this is a $2,000 drone.
No,
I agree with Marcus. I think it's gonna be very pricey.
So you might as well buy the Mavic 4 Pro from South Korea with the $2,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a controller and the goggles. Yeah, the goggles look like bug eyes.
And Peter McKinnon hasn't had a drone video in a long time, right?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, so that's something. If you got Peter McKinnon flying a drone, remember he got in trouble one time.
Sleek. I was just trying to read Bill H. I wonder if they're trying to gauge. I don't know. It's kind of strange.
So who in the chat out there likes what they saw and they're planning an order in January? Raise your hand and say yes. I'm going to buy that thing in January if you like what you saw. Now I haven't watched the videos yet, so I may have a different opinion after watching going on a movie film fest today and watching a dozen videos. I may have a different point of view.
Yeah.
Well, and let's go. Let's play a little hypothetical here. All right, let's say it does pan out and it is a decent drone, and then we find out come January, oops, we're not going to release it in the United States. Sorry, guys. Here we go again, kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and we're going to have to order from our South Korean friend. I mean, all this hype, everything built up. Again, because. One of my majors was business in college. And one of the things that you do is when you promote a product, okay, you want to have availability within at least a week, maximum 2, whenever you announce that kind of product.
Yeah.
Because
if
you
they're not
don't,
taking pre-orders. Yeah.
people are going to, people will forget about this. Okay.
Hey, excuse me, Bill. Look at Jim Anderson's comment. Marcus is getting shipping confirmation right now. That's why he's looking on his phone.
Yeah, I'm actually, just.
Yeah, Antigravity got a hold of Marcus already. They're saying, "Hey, let us send you one so we can change your mind."
Let me say this: they're going to have to give me one for me to get this drone. They're going to have to give it to me and send it to me for review. That's the only way you're going to see the drone.
And you won't sign any NDA either, will you? You want to say whatever you want to say.
I could almost say, unless we see something different in the future, I can say almost completely unequivocally, this is not a drone you'll see in my fleet.
Uh-oh. Old fart sticking with the Mavic 4 Pro.
I think this drone is geared toward a lower age group, should I say.
So I get your point, Johnny, and I think you're right. I think you're absolutely correct. However, who has $2,000 to spend on a drone? It's old geezers like us.
Mm-hmm. I agree with Marcus.
I don't think it'll be $2,000 though.
Oh, I think it's going to be expensive.
Ron, let's go around the room. Ron, what's your price for this drone?
But this isn't taking into account any tariffs or whatever.
No, I mean the price that's in your when Ron buys it, how much is Ron going to see on his credit card slip?
I don't think it's good. It's just hard to imagine us getting away for it because if you buy an X5 camera, that's $550 right there, right? So say you don't have the case and everything like that. So we'll just say $500 just for the camera part of it, and then you're throwing in if this has goggles, let's say $1,500.
Yeah, Johnny.
I say about 1,100.
Really, Bill?
I'm going to say about 1,750 to 2,000.
I'm with Bill. I think you're looking between $1,800 and $2,000.
And Marcus brings up a really good point here, because if they're gearing this to the Instagram, TikTok, Twitch kind of crowd, okay, they won't have that kind of disposable income for something like this, okay?
Yeah. And if they do, they're going to buy it for just a main camera that they're going to use for all of their TikToks, not necessarily for a B-roll camera, which is what this would be. Yeah.
And Bill, aiming a drone at that TikTok, Instagram crowd, that never works, right, Bill? How often does that work?
Yeah. Well, I remember, and I'll go back to when in a promo video the DJI came out with for the Spark, okay? And what was interesting in it, it was all young people. And I mean, like the TikTok, Instagram kind of crowd when they came out with something like that, okay? And it's not really, I mean, it just bore out. It wasn't towards that demographic. I mean, it was an older demographic that ended up buying the Spark, all right? And I think that's the same thing here. You're going to find it's going to be an older demographic that's going to buy this kind of drone. The 20-somethings and 30-somethings, they don't have like $2,000 disposable income. It's like old retired or near retired, geezers like us had that kind of money and could go out there and do something like this. But I agree 100% with Marcus. Unless Insta360 Antigravity sends me one, okay, you won't see a review on Bill's Drone Reviewer, okay, period. Bottom line.
Wow, it's a tough crowd here, guys. Right, it's a tough crowd on the show today. Johnny, have you been influenced at all, and maybe consider purchasing this at some point?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't interest me whatsoever.
So we gotta. I mean, I get it. Well, I watch all the videos. Come January, maybe I could be of a different mindset, especially if it comes in at the right price or whatever. You know what, Marcus? You know what Sean the drone always tells us: never say never.
That's what I say, is never say never. Sean always, but GM is saying that it's a niche product, and I think he's absolutely right. I think it's not a mass market. It certainly is not a mass market product like a Mavic or a Mini 4.
You could throw the whole 360 video into that same bucket market. It's a niche product.
And we offended John Coopy, I think, because we forgot about the millennials. Yeah, the millennials have more cash. I agree with you, John.
Right. Yeah, the young people, they just spent $1,200 to $1,500 on the new iPhone. They don't have anything left.
Well, there's some truth to that, because I was the same thing when I was that age. I mean, I didn't, there were a lot of things that I really wanted, but I certainly didn't have the resources. Now, I don't know, maybe it's different now. But I don't.
Well, I mean, Johnny and I had this conversation before. Johnny has a lot of grandkids, and we've had the kids live on that smartphone. They don't really need any other type of camera or drone. They do all their pictures, videos. They live on their smartphones, right, Johnny? As far as
absolutely,
yeah. So there's a whole different mindset than us.
Yeah, I think it's just geared towards somebody. Hey, and that's fine, but you know what? If they got people who have them, they should have specs. They should have a price. I mean, even if they had a price range in a couple packages, I mean, that's kind of.
That's it. You don't even know a package. What's it going to be? Is it going to be one battery package?
It's like a Kickstarter, just barely kicking it. Just like.
Yeah,
I'm not asking for any money, so I understand that,
That's what Bill said. It's a huge marketing slip up. It's a mistake.
We'll see, and I was just going back and rereading. We're still finalizing. Pricing is still being finalized. That kind of stuff. This was cobbled together kind of a stuff. Okay, and I really can't help but think, especially with Jasper Allen's releasing that information about the Mini 5 Pro coming out next month. Okay, that Mini 5 Pro may be one of the best, if not the best, selling drone the DJI ever comes out with. If everything is like Jasper says it is, okay, a 1-inch sensor on that drone, the LiDAR on it. I mean, the flight time under 249 grams. I mean, seriously, that
Bill,
drone.
you mean one of the best-selling drones DJI ever put out, minus the U.S.
Well, it's going to sell well in the U.S. because I'm going to promote our South Korean friend, okay? Because and I'll tell you what, if the hype is as good as it is, and if I find out it's as much as I like it, I may get a second one. Okay, I am just super hyped up about the Mini 5 Pro. For sure.
But why don't we have the same excitement for the Antigravity as we have for the Mini 5 Pro?
Well, when DJI has a release, all right, they actually have a product and specs and a date and availability and pricing and the whole 9 yards. We're not seeing any of this here. Okay, we see.
I'll tell you, Ron, the V-Copter. They told you the price, and they told you when it was going to be available. They missed their availability time by about a month. However, at least you knew what you were going to pay for it, right?
I just wish I'd have got that first batch before they started making the lemons like Johnny did.
Making the lemons, yeah.
Johnny may have the only working one in the United States.
Johnny has the only functioning V-Copter Mini.
Captain Joe, Bill Grace, who else? Dave, Arizona Drone. I don't know.
The reviewers, theirs worked. Jackie has a ride. She's gonna reserve her judgment until she sees real reviews.
But I think if you sit here and watch videos till January, the excitement is over with. To me, it's like, I mean, who's going to care about the drone come January?
Yeah. And I know, Bill, of course, lives in Florida, so he probably could still get out there and fly a drone in January. And Johnny, you live in a warmer climate, but New Jersey in January, nobody wants to walk outside and fly a drone in January in New Jersey. And Bill, I could throw Pittsburgh in that, right? PA, all the northern states. Nobody wants to fly a drone in January in the northern states.
Yeah. The timing coming out with this in January here, wow. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know. Gorilla Man's right.
No, where do most of the people live in the United States? Kind of between Boston and Washington, D.C. That's the most crowded part of the United States, and that's where the weather stinks in January.
Well, Gorilla Man nailed it. It's a niche market for this. Okay.
Well, again, all 360 video is a niche market.
Yeah, I mean, this is the and the whole thing, and it floors me the polarizing effect of, okay, it's an FPV drone, but you know what, you fly it like a camera drone, and I'm like, and you have to wear goggles, and I'm like, what? Okay, it's just a lot of things that don't make sense. I
mean, it's a niche market inside niche market. I said 360 video is a niche market, and then 360 Jones is even a smaller niche market, so it's a niche inside of a niche.
Yeah, this had to be somebody.
Another niche. Fly with goggles is another niche. So I said, you keep putting niche on top of niche.
Somebody fed a bunch of specs into Chat GPT and said, come up with a niche drone, okay? Instant 360 niche drone. Boom. This is what happened. This is what we got.
Yeah. I mean, John, you don't. Nobody goes right now. You don't go to sleep at night dreaming, I wish I had a 360 drone. And I wish I could fly it with goggles, like all this stuff. Like, it
is definitely for a younger crowd, a type. I mean, they're going after a whole, because if you got all the DJI goggles, I mean, most of us have the Goggles 3 or the Integras. I just don't think you're going picking up it looks like almost a cardboard type cutout of some kind of cheap goggle that you're flying, just to do some.
Willy Wonka goggles, you mean?
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't get it, but maybe it's not geared it's just geared for a whole different set of flyers to me.
Look at Ken Hoffbauer's here, plays it here. He says he's getting into basket weaving. Ken, I majored in basket weaving in college.
Well, hey, you know what? That's why it's our choice to buy, and I'm like, because the goggles are a whole nother. When you put goggles on, whether you're flying FPV, it's all FPV. You're looking at the screen, you're looking at the goggles, but when you put those goggles on, it's a whole different experience, and especially that motion controller is, especially when I was reading Gorilla Man.
So Johnny, I understand the immersive experience of goggles, and I wish they worked better for me.
Right.
Part of it is my own physical limitations with my eyes, but other than that, and Ron and I talk about this all the time, is I also am never comfortable with the lack of situational awareness.
Yeah.
I fly, and Ron and I are kind of in the same boat there. I typically fly by myself someplace. I'll go to a park. I don't have anybody else with me. So technically you should have a VO, right? So I never do. And then you got the goggles on, and you don't know if anybody's around you or anything. So it's just not something that appeals to me. I'd rather be looking at a good controller where I can look around and
I think, and I see Ken's comment, everyone not to kneel now is low. Well, but the difference is that's a $200 drone that can fly, probably the most versatile drone that DJI has made. So you can fly with the motion, you can fly with the sticks, you can fly with the goggles, you can fly by itself. I mean, totally two different things,
But so, Carolyn is making a good point.
Marcus, look, our friend from the Drone Seekers International is in with us.
It's too early for me to sing it, so.
Sweet Caroline.
Yeah.
I'm going to get Neil Diamond in here to sing it sometime.
Hey, I'm going to meet Caroline in person in Spain. So.
Okay. Are you going to sing for her?
Spanish drone meetup.
You going to sing for her, Marcus?
Yeah.
That's what we need to Ron. Can you get Neil Diamond on here to sing?
Yeah, we're going to get Neil Diamond on the singing sometime. Is Neil still alive? Is he still alive, Johnny?
Absolutely. Yeah. During COVID, he was doing some just concerts from his home. So we just need to invite him,
Yeah. Well, he's now, I think he was diagnosed with Parkinson's, so he's not touring anymore.
Okay.
Tater Jet. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It looks like a lot of the viewers, a lot of the reviewers have them. So they're built. Justine put up a video.
And the good news, Bill, is the American influencers got the drone, not just the international.
Yeah. That's probably one of the only pieces of good news from this is that they got the drone. But again, I'll go back to this thing is they put this video out in August and it's not coming out until January. And I know Gorilla Man put up a comment, which I think is very relative. Maybe they're testing the waters to see how much interest there is. And if it flops, they won't even produce it.
They wasted a bunch of hype is what they did.
Well, yeah, you're exactly right, Marcus. I mean, this was Shakespeare is some guy named Bill Shakespeare said much ado about nothing. Okay.
Here's the mystery to me. So if the development is far enough along that they can give it to influencers, so the influencers are going to have, if not a final product, very, very close to a final product. Mm-hmm. If they have enough of them that they were able to give them to these people, so they've got a few, evidently. Why don't you have a firm release date? Why don't you have a firm price? It's just not adding up. It doesn't,
or even arrange, say, expect this to fall between, say, $1,250 and $1,500. We're targeting, the first week of January 2026. And we're gonna and at least provide us some basic specs. I mean, the run time you can expect, 36 minutes. Right. On a battery, besides shooting in 8K, these are the other specs of the camera, and this is the app that you would use to edit your film. That kind of, just some, but nothing. It's
all just pretty pictures.
Yeah, it really is. You're right.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Yeah. Okie dokie. Well, I see, Ron is the only one that has a control panel for this show, and I see he dropped off. And my wife just brought me a breakfast sandwich, so I think I'm going to call it a show, guys.
All
I
right,
wish
sir.
there was more to talk about.
Marcus, Bill. Yeah, hey, maybe they did two things. One or two things. They accomplished what they wanted to accomplish, or they made a mistake. So who knows?
I'm in the mistake category. How
Yeah.
about you, Bill?
Yeah, I'm kind
Yeah.
of the same way, Marcus. This is just, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, Marcus. Guess what? We saved some money today. Look at it like that.
And exactly right. But to
Money-
your point, Johnny, it just takes it clear off my radar. I'm going.
It does.
Well,
Yeah, I
put
think
it
by January we'll have the Mini 5 probably.
Yeah.
Some of us, more of us may get the Mavic 4 Pro. I mean,
Yeah.
this drone will be the B copters. You know what's happening with the little B copters. So hey, this drone will be kind of lost in the shuffle.
Lost in the
January.
shuffle. That's a fact. Yeah. All righty. See you guys later.
All
All
right.
right. Well, Johnny, I mean, this is just, well, it looks like me, and I don't know where Ron is, but I'll just kind of, sum up things here. There's Ron.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, go ahead, Bill. Summarize what we saw today.
No, I'm just going to summarize this here. We had a lot of hype for this, and it comes out, and we're expecting a camera drone. All right, we're expecting a camera drone that's gonna hit pretty much all of us being able to.
A revolutionary camera drone, since we've never had a complete build 360 camera drone for just
Exactly.
kind of attachments and build yourself type of things, but
Something that was going to be very unique. Okay,
a revolutionary product.
Exactly, and it comes out, and it's like it's just like a bag of it's like those mystery boxes. Okay, you don't know what you spend. I know, like there's a company called Gigaparts for ham radio. You can send them $100 and you get a mystery box. And you can get some decent things in there, but you don't know what you're getting. And this is kind of like what this is. You don't really know what you're getting with this. The marketing 6 months ahead of time. I mean, after a week or so, people are going to forget about this. And then limiting it to just having goggles and then a motion type controller kind of a thing. It's really
on a drone that's not a true FPV drone.
Yeah, it's just they went all over the place on this one, Ron. I mean, they were trying to hit this segment. They were trying to do. Bottom line is they tried to do too much with this. Okay, and they're extremely vague with pricing, availability, specs. So
yeah, I'm going to hold back a little bit of judgment until I see some of these videos of the product. I mean, the product may actually everything you're saying is true, Bill, but maybe the product actually functions well, though.
Well, Caroline said, it looked like it suffered from some of that, with the video. It didn't even look good in like a 4K kind of a thing. So I'd like to see the video. I mean, I haven't seen any of these videos at all.
All 360 video, even the 8K 360 cameras at certain times, they don't even look 4K when you reframe them.
Yeah.
So that won't be a problem to the drone per se. That'll be a problem to 360 video in general.
Exactly. So,
and of course, we didn't mention before. Rumors are that DJI is working on a 360 drone, and their drone could be out before this.
That's very true, and that's very possible.
One of the big leaks just from this couple of days had the specs for the DJI 360 drone, and then the anti-gravity one. So it could be as close to coming out as this is.
That's very true.
And it could be less money. Yeah, we don't, Bill. I think the bottom line is until we see these review videos, but just based on the website now, we don't know a whole lot more today than we did yesterday.
That's very true. Some of these reviewers may actually have some specs and present some specs, which will be good, but you can only take that with a grain of salt because it's not a finalized product yet. They may be tweaking some things, and some of the specs may end up being different in the final product. You don't really know that.
Right.
And especially, the big thing is the price. I mean, my gosh, having goggles like this, like I said, it's going to be $1,500 to $2,000.
Caroline says there's an official clip of the drone on YouTube now. So
Okay.
I guess before we talk too much, I guess we got to watch our videos here and kind
Yeah,
of brush
we'll
up.
watch the videos. I mean, my judgment is based on what I've seen so far. I mean, even if this looks like it's going to be a drone that's going to be a decent drone, okay, it's not for me. Okay, I can't do goggles. That's just who I am. I'd like to be able to, but I can't. That's not the kind of
Right.
drone flying that I do. I'm a
Right.
lot like Marcus with my eyes.
Right.
So that's not going to work for me. But again, this is geared toward a real specific segment of the market, just real specific. It wasn't broad in scope. And, that's like, that's, I'm thinking like a Mini 5 Pro, that's broad in scope. That's something everybody's going to be able to enjoy. Okay. With this is a real niche, like Gorilla Man said. It's real specific. It's very targeted.
So that's how we're going to end this show. We're going to call it the niche show. The niche.
Niche
I say it's a niche inside of a niche because 360 video is a niche in itself, and then this is a niche on top of that niche.
Yep, exactly.
So, so right now, we're still recommending for drones that haven't come out yet, we're still putting our focus on the Mini 5 Pro, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, all right, Bill. Well, thanks for joining us, and thanks
All
for
right.
Marcus and Johnny. They had to run. They probably had this drone showing up at their door today, so they had to.
They were probably going to the door and
Yeah,
getting
they
it.
had. Yeah, they had to get that. But folks, I
UPS
want
guy
to
was
thank
there.
everybody for getting up early, checking us out. I'm sorry we didn't have more details for you on this drone. And I'm sorry if we sound a little bit negative, but we kind of got let down because we thought the launch would be a little more informative than it was. So said sorry for some negativity. Maybe I'll change my mind completely once I actually see the thing. So
All right, guys. See ya.
Yep. Bye-bye. Have a good day, everyone. Thanks, Bill.
Oh, thank you, Ron.
I'm ending this stream here right now. Everybody